All right, cadets, because I'm split between those in the classroom and those on virtual, made this video for those of you on virtual to make the best use of your time. Today in class, we're going to finish the lab with mirrors and the pins that many of you did before you had to quarantine. So that's something I can't send home with you. So I'm going to continue with the laboratory that we did online last week with refraction. So first thing is, let's see, I guess I'll screen share and want you to go back to that website where we did the refraction lab. So you're going to do something different today, which is learn how to calculate the n value, the index of refraction of an object, of a material. So here is the site. I will be chatting that, so it should be in your chat today in your Zoom class, but there is the site at the top. So I'll pause for a moment if you want to write that down. Anything throughout this, I recommend you can pause the video, take a picture of your computer screen if needed, and so on. So I think this will work best for all of you that are online. Whatever you don't finish in class turns into homework, right? So you're going to go to this website. Again, all you do is hit the play button right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the intro again. We were just looking at the materials. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go from air into an unknown material. Notice you have mystery A and mystery B. So when I hit mystery A, we need to try to figure out the index of refraction. What is the index of refraction? So in order to do that, we're going to collect data of an incoming angle and the refracted angle, put it into our data table and make a graph. So today's objective is to collect the data. So remember, you're going to put your protractor over, change this to air and mystery A. Okay. The data table that we are going to use looks like this. You are asked to draw your own data table. So again, you can take a picture of this with your cell phone. I'm not going to send this to you. I want you to create your own data table where you draw it all out, columns and rows, put your titles in, but you can see it looks very similar to what we did before. So we're going to use air, mystery A. We don't know what the index of refraction is. We're going to try to calculate that. We're going to shine the light in at all of these different degrees. So 7 different degrees, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. We're going to find the refracted angle. So that's all you have to do today is collect that. And then I'm going to show you how on your calculators, you have to take the sine of that angle. So the sine is just a mathematical function. From trigonometry, you have cosine, sine, and tangent. So I'll show you how to do that on your calculators. So today, what needs to be accomplished is to complete this entire data table. Okay, so next, after you finish mystery A surface, you're going to look at mystery B and do the same thing. Have all that done. And tomorrow we will do the graph that goes with it in class. So going back to the website to fill in your data table, again, make sure your protractor is lined up. So this dark line in the center of the protractor goes on the normal, and the 90-degree horizontal line lines up with the boundary surface between air and mystery A. So line up your protractor as shown. You move your laser, right, to start off at 10 degrees. So turn on your laser and make sure it's coming in at just 10 degrees. So our first angle here is 10 degrees, and it looks like our refracted angle might be about 4 degrees, 4.5 degrees. So I'll go back to my data table, right, and type in 4.5 degrees. I type it in, you write it in, right? So doing the second angle, going to go then to 20 degrees, right? So line it right up on the 20-degree line. And that looks to be about 9 degrees, not quite 10, right? So I would say that's 9 degrees there, and so on. So you're going to continue down, right? You're going to do the same thing for mystery B. So once I fill in that table, go all the way to 70 degrees, right? So we're going to go all the way to 70 degrees, get that number, fill that all in, and repeat the same process, but switch this material to mystery B. and see what that is. So mystery B, you can see, is a little bit different on that angle. So our objective is to figure out what is n. We're going to answer that question right there. Right. So once you go ahead and finish your data table, complete all of this, then you're going to get your calculator. And if your calculator, if you have it at school or you don't have it with you, all of you have your cell phones, you can use your calculator on your cell phones. So what's nice about using your cell phone calculators is it can be turned into a very nice graphing calculator. So if everybody wants to grab their calculator, you can certainly pause this recording, pause it, fill in the data table, get that all complete. So fill in the theta 1, theta 2 column for both of those. Once you do that, go ahead and get your calculators. And let me show you here. I'm going to turn on my camera just to let you know. It is in the evening. I'm back in my Virginia Tech room, casually sitting here, just took a nice walk with my dog. So anyway, apologize for my casual appearance, but let's take a look at your phone calculators, okay? So I want to stop the share here. Okay, so when you're looking at your cell phones, right? So as you look at your cell phones, is my calculator showing up, right? So go to your calculator. If you turn it sideways, your calculator will turn into a nice graphing calculator. And hold on a minute, I think my son locked my screen rotate. So if your screen rotate is off, turn that back on. All right, so turn that over. And there's your nice graphing calculator, right? So here's a nice graphing calculator. So all you have to do is, for me, down here at the bottom, you'll see these buttons that say sine, cosine, and tangent. Not sine with an H or cosine with an H, just sine, cosine, and tangent. So for my calculator, if you're using a graphing calculator, you will hit sine first and then type in your angle and hit equals. If you're using your cell phone calculator, what you have to do is type in the angle first. Turn that over. So I'm going to type in the angle, and for that first one was 4.5 degrees, right? So I'm going to clear that out. I have to type in 4.5 degrees and hit sine. And that comes out to be 0.078. So carry up to at least the 2 decimals. You can write that as 0.08. You're also going to take the sine of 10 degrees. So that's the sine of theta 2. So we go back to our data table. I'll go ahead and do that 0.08. And then I'll type in 10 degrees. Oops, and hit sine. And that comes 0.17. Okay. So we go back to our data table. Right? So if I go into here, I'm going to type in for the sine of theta 1 was 0.17. And the sine of theta 2 was 0.08. Right? So let me try that again. 4.5 sine 0.08. Right? So for this one, the sine of 20, punching that in. So again, using my calculator, punch in your angle first and then hit sine. And make sure that you're in degree mode. So this should say radian at the bottom. If it says degree, you need to hit it so that it says radian. That means you're in the degree mode. So the sine of 20 is 0.34. Type that in. And then I'm going to take the sine of 9 degrees. So again, I'll press 9, sine, and I get 0.16. So if you're on the graphing calculators, you might have to hit your mode button and see that it says degree, not radian mode. So you want to be in degree mode. Make sure you are in degree mode, right? So you're going to do that for each of these last 2 columns and complete that data table, okay? Then what I need you to have for tomorrow is I want you to just Google. You can get onto Google and you will get printable graph paper. So if you don't have graph paper, show you here how you can do that, printable graph paper, right? So all you have to do is pull up a picture and you can print yourself off some graph paper. You're going to need 2 pieces of graph paper. So either you have it or you can print some off. And if you don't have that, you'll just have to use notebook paper and draw your own lines to it. All right, I hope that all makes sense. And um, so if I can't get to you during class today, certainly if you have questions, unmute, shout for me, but I will be helping your classmates as they work on the Mirror Lab. And again, since you guys are not with us, it's the best use of our time to make this video so that I can be with you and those in the classroom. So hopefully you find that successful. And tomorrow I'll show you how we'll use this information to make a graph to calculate the end value for our unknown. This will count as a lab grade in the final lab grade for this grading period. All right, gentlemen, good luck. I hope that all works out and have a great evening.